Is it only me? Or do you also sometimes have the feeling that junk journaling somehow causes brain cell loss? I just wanted to film the last video of this Tattered Bunny Collage Book series. And then I remembered that I wanted to make a pocket from this piece here. And I have talked about that in one of the other videos. And suddenly I realized that I nearly forgot to do that. Do you also have those situations? Hopefully, because then I wouldn't feel so alone here. Hi, this is Luise Heinzl, and this video is part of my Tattered Bunny Collage Book series. You can find a whole playlist linked below this video if you are perhaps new here or if you have missed the other videos. And in this journal I have one page where I thought I wanted to take this piece, which I made in my masterclass about collage photo flowers. I wanted to use this piece to make a pocket, because this is so big, and in the video where we made the flowers, there we made smaller flowers, which you can see here, or let's say the ones I have left over. And I used these for decorating the journal, and I used a special technique on matte photo paper. You can find the link, in the playlist, the link of this video here, and you can see these are all a little bit smaller than this one is. That came because of that special technique, that I decided that I want to cut this bigger piece here. And in that video I said this would be a great pocket, and then I nearly forgot to make the pocket. So today I'm here to try this on this page. In the other video I said that I want to print this page again to then be able to have a sturdier piece under this piece, because you can see this has very delicate details, and it would be a little problem if we would just glue it down and then, tuck something behind. Then this could be destroyed. And when I look at this now, I think my idea with printing the page again was nice, but I think I want to do something different. Because first I thought, so if you have missed the other video, let me quickly explain what my thought was. I thought I print this page here again, and then I cut along here where the outline of the bunny is, and along here, because this thing already looks like a pocket. Imagine this would be 2 layers, then you could put something in here. Yeah, it looks like a pocket, but it is not a pocket. And then on the second print, I could glue this down so that that is then on this whole surface here, and we could easily then have a pocket there. But I'm just thinking if there's perhaps an even more interesting way of doing that. So I thought I want to try to print one of my Tattered Bunny Collage Book junk journal pages on some vellum. And I'm really not sure if that will now work or not, because I have to admit, my printer, even if I really, really like my printer, sometimes doesn't want to print on vellum. So I'm not so sure if that will now work, or if I need to go back to my original plan. But I want to at least try that, because I thought, what would happen if we would have another image, so meaning another page here. You can see this is obviously a different page than this is, but from the same set. If we would have this on a translucent medium, like for example vellum. And I'm just thinking, and then, put that over there. And I'm just thinking another possibility could be to use an overhead transparency if my printer doesn't want to print to vellum, because I know that overhead transparency is working. And that he is willing to do that. Oh, this would also be nice with the birds. But the birds would disappear behind here. 1, 2, 3, or 4 of you have also suggested to print one of the digital pages to a sticker sheet or something else which is transparent, like overhead transparency or so, and then put that over the collage for the flowers. I mean, with the sticker sheet, that would be really easy, because then you could just take this and put that to the sticky side of the sheet, and then you would have the printable over here. That could also be really, really nice. I want to thank you for that suggestion, even if I will probably not do that in this video, but I wanted to at least mention that, because I think that is a really great idea. And I also want to use the chance to thank you very, very much for your great feedback for this printable. It's just amazing and absolutely mind-blowing what you say about this printable. That makes me really, really happy, because this was a ton of work, and in here there's not only work and time in that, but it's also a really emotional thing for me with this printable. I told you about that in the paper premiere already. This is something really special. Look, that would work. And because of that, your feedback is even more special to me. I mean, that sounds so weird. Every feedback is appreciated, of course. But what you have written, especially for this, that means the world to me when you like this here as well. Because what I'm sharing here, of course, that's junk journal ideas, and I want to share inspiration here. But this is also a really huge part of my private life, which I'm sharing here. And I really, really appreciate this friendship that we have between, you know, the people in the community and also you and me. That is really, really wonderful. So I will run away. I have chosen these pages here, and perhaps I will also print this one, even if I first thought that it's not such a good idea. We will see. Then we try it, and we try the vellum, and then we have options, and then we can decide what we want to do. I guess this is junk journal reality. It's approximately 1 hour later. I mean, for you it's just a second, but for me it's this situation. I have a blank sheet of printable vellum. My printer was not willing to print to this. The paper got stuck in the printer, and I have absolutely no idea why. Or, well, in the meantime, I contacted a really, really dear junk journal friend of mine, Nicole at Nature Spirit Journals. If you see this, thank you very much for your help and for your suggestion, if you have a problem like this, to stick the vellum with some double-sided tape to a normal sheet of paper and then run that through the printer. Before she suggested that, and that would definitely be a solution which would work, because the printer can handle the normal paper better, and when you then attach this, then that should be no problem. But while she was you know, messaging me on Instagram Messenger, we had the contact there, I printed this page on a sticker sheet. So this is a transparent sticker sheet. This is just white because this is the, you know, the thing where the sticker is on. And I printed this, and then I was like, what the heck is going on with my printer? And I was so somehow disappointed and motivated at the same time that I thought, I want to use this as it is, even if I would consider this a fail. Because look what my printer did. Somehow the settings have been wrong, even if I used the same settings like before. I mean, when I printed other sticker sheets. And can you see that? It looks nearly like there was some kind of crackle medium on there. Can you see it here on the jacket of the bunny? It's really weird. We also have this crazy distressing here with these lines, but I thought I want to also show you something like this, because this can happen at your desk as well. This can happen in your craft room as well. This can happen with your printer as well, that you have something like this, and that you obviously have spent money for the ink in your printer for this sheet, and then what to do with something like this. I would never throw something like this away, and that's the reason why I have it now here in my hands, and I will use it for this video, and we will see what happens then. Also here you can see this crazy effect. I mean, perhaps when we how do you say that in English, peel this off from the base sheet here, perhaps that can even give a cool effect, which we wouldn't get if we would have a normal print from our printer. Yeah, perhaps this fail can even turn into something cool. And what I thought was, why don't we use this and just stick it to the vellum? I mean, then we would have a sticker on vellum, but then it has this kind of semi-translucency, which I want to have for this. So let's try that. Let's put this out of the way. And obviously with this decision to use this, I also have this thing that I now have only this page and not the others I've shown you just a few seconds ago, because, you know, this was the only thing I could get from my printer. So I will live with this now. And now, oh my goodness, I have only one chance to bring this on here, but we will see if that can work. Let's try it like so. Let's then try to line this up here. Ooh, okay, that was not 100% correct, but who cares? I don't want to have, you know, bubbles or so. So let's try to take a bone folder. And this is, to be honest, something I have never done before. But if this would be a solution for this problem, then I could totally live with that, because I'm assuming that this also gives more stability for the vellum. I mean, I'm not only assuming that, I'm sure, because we have 2 layers then when we do it like this. This works pretty well. Does that impact the print here? No. Ooh. Oh, but that is, ooh, look. Okay, that is somehow interesting. So I will quickly, you know, do the rest here. So I will peel a little bit here off from the thing. I will press this down so that I only have this small portion here where I can then do it like this for the rest of this sheet. That is really cool, look. And this is approximately what we would get on the vellum itself as well. Okay, so let's then take the journal back. Whew. Oh my goodness. I'm a magician. I can make things falling out from nowhere to my desk. Where's this page now? So let's see how translucent this would be. I mean, I'm planning to cut this off here somehow so that this bunny, holy moly, that is really hard to see, that this bunny is in the foreground and this here is peeking out behind him. Here I can see his nose. So that would obviously work. Would this... this is a little bit scary. This looks like from a horror movie. I don't know how well you can see that in the camera, but I can see the eyes here, and it looks like this bunny here on the sheet, on the sticker sheet, has the eyes on the forehead here, and that looks absolutely weird. But what we obviously also could consider, and we can try both of these options out with only this one sheet, we could think about using this bunny and cutting here so that the pocket is then like so, and this is visible. So what we are going to do is we are going to take some scissors and I will cut along here. And then I'm here approximately there in the middle of this bow, and then I will cut it here because I don't know how far I want to go down, but when you place it like so, then you can see that really well. We can go even further so that we perhaps can cut approximately until here, like, you know, the half of this little doily here, because then we see this thing in the background better. Ooh, and here we have this nice dark line, so let's perhaps use that. That's not exactly the middle of the doily, but look, when I do it like this, it has a nice dark edge there, and then it doesn't look so cut off, but more like on purpose and planned. Okay, I already really like that. And in combination with this, that would also work if we would find a solution for this fragile piece here. I will do for our second alternative, where's the rest of my page now? Here. The same thing here. So I will cut around the bunny here. Let's do the same trick here. Don't cut completely, but only a little bit, and then like you can do it like so and see what's going on here. This is a little bit, you know, a really small portion, isn't it? I mean, we could consider turning this into a flip out instead of a pocket. Why am I saying that? Of course, you can change your plans during the process. And I do that very often. Even if I plan to make a pocket here, it can happen. Oh my goodness. Concentration. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just saw that I got a message where I was waiting for like 3 hours or so. Oh my goodness, I need to make a break here in a second. But let me finish. Wish me luck, okay? I mean, if you... if you are sitting there and if you love me only a little bit, then please wish me luck, okay? Even if you don't know why, but please cross your fingers. Holy moly. So even if you are planning to make a pocket and you sit down on your desk and you start making the pocket and you then see something like this and you think, I like that, and perhaps you say, I like this better than the other bunny on this side. Where's the problem to change your plan and say, okay, when this is overlapping, I could think about making a flip out so that this is then completely visible and it's only covered up when it's like so. And that is a nice thing where you think that can make the person who flips through the journal very curious to so that the person wants to know what this is. Yeah, and then, you know, you could do a flip and then this would be visible. And who cares if you originally wanted to make a pocket? Yeah, who cares? It's your journal. So that's what I always try to point out, and where I want to encourage you that you try that. But this message I just received gives me the possibility to make a little break and then decide how I want to do that. I am so sorry. I need to read the message now. Obviously, for you, this video will continue in just a second. I need this now. Perhaps you have heard that I have stopped eating sweets like chocolate and, you know, sugar and that stuff. But I need this now. Why is this in my household if I have stopped eating those things? Don't ask, okay? Please don't ask. There are some, what is the English word? Emergency situations where you need something like that, and that's the reason why you buy it, yeah? And it's such a situation. Oh my goodness. I can't talk yet about what's happening here in this moment, because it's not 100% sure that it's going to happen. Oh my goodness, I think I can't speak anymore. But what I can tell you is, if that will come to life, be prepared for something absolutely amazing. Holy God. I first need this. So I thought, is it perhaps possible to include something like this? This is embossed vellum. I have embossed that with an embossing folder by Zizix and Tim Holtz. Perhaps you know this folder, you know, with these cool letters here. And when you emboss vellum, then it makes this cool white thing here. And I thought that fits nice to this and the white we have here. And it could perhaps... do a cool thing behind here. No, it doesn't. That looks a little bit shitty because you can't see it. But if we use this, we could use this piece to put that over here, because here we have the dress of the other bunny which was here, and that looks weird. I mean, what am I talking? The most of this would be covered up by the flower. Oh, how shall I do this video? Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. But that is perhaps a normal situation as well. I mean, even if you don't have a YouTube channel, then these situations could happen as well. And you want to do something in your channel, and then you think, I just can't do it because I'm just too nervous. I like this way better. And do you know what? I'm just thinking, why do I stress myself so much to use this page? Because somehow I have the feeling that he doesn't want to play with us here. Yeah, look, and here, where the image on this page is way lighter, nearly white, it shows through way better. I mean, this looks scary as well, but that shows that perhaps a lighter page would be better. I mean, look. Isn't this way, way nicer than the other thing? Oh yeah, look. We will get in trouble with this lace, but to be honest, my energy is just, in this moment, so extremely high that I think, who cares about that problem? We will solve everything here today. I want to have the tiniest bit of stenciling somewhere. THS 002, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 002. I came across this little bunny here, which was laying here on my little table where I have my leftover pieces from making this. And I thought this here, or a portion of this, could make sense additionally to the stenciling. Somehow behind here, like so. Look, when I put this eye of this bunny on this eye of the other bunny, it doesn't look so strange. And if we want to glue this together now, we should probably take some double-sided tape, because the back of this is now vellum. I really like that this rusty color of this bunny comes through the material here, but I want to make that more extreme. So I will make a test, because to be honest, I think I haven't done that before, but I can't even remember at this moment if that's the truth. I'm going to take a clean blending tool. This is just some, you know, staining. It's not blue. It doesn't have blue ink on it, but it's just stained. I dip that in water, and I want to try to do it like this to remove the print through the stencil. I hope that that will work. Oh, yeah. Have I ever done this in a video? If you have seen that, please excuse me. I can't remember. I don't even know my own name anymore. So let's do this here. Let's place this here. And let's see. Oh my goodness. Now I have to pay attention that I don't remove the eye, the nose, or any other important things. Nine. Ah, that was too much. Oh. Don't throw an F-bomb, Luise. It's definitely not a day for F-bombs. Oh no, why is Why is this sticking so much now? Oh no. Yeah, Luise, you are an idiot. Because the stencil was wet on the back. Oh my goodness. If you do that, make sure that everything is completely dry. I mean, I'm talking about the stencil. The stencil needs to be completely dry before you start. So on the back of the stencil, what happened there is, I will live with that now. The stencil got stuck to the sticker sheet because of the water. And because of that, it lifted the ink. I think we have done that in a video where I made some washi tape with sticker sheets. Yes, I'm sure I can remember that. There I have used the stencil to lift the print off, and that is exactly what happened there by accident. But if you do it like this and the back side is dry, it should work. Yeah. I wish I had a little bit here, a little bit of these dots. I mean, we could try, since this is still loose, to stencil on this layer with a color, and then that would shine through. Let's try to put this in here. Oh, shall we also, oh my goodness, shall we also put some of these dots to his nose? His? To her nose? Well, perhaps it's a he, because, you know, I want that he's a he and he's wearing a dress. No, we can't. Oh no, we can't do that because he is nothing. Okay. It will work, but not in this way. Because look, when I stencil through here, I have the dots on my glass mat, but not on the paper, because he is nothing. I need to do that on the page. This will not work like I want it. It will just not work like I want it, because when I do it like so, I can't have it as a pocket anymore. Luise, what were you thinking when you did this? Okay. I will not freak out. Okay, this is really thin now, but it's removed. I will take some clear tape, because, you know, I can't use washi or whatever. I mean, at first I thought I'd take just the rest of this, cut that into strips, and then glue the strips along there. That doesn't work, because then it will show through our other piece, because the other piece is translucent, obviously. So let's... No, wait. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait, I'm so sorry. First, we need to do the stenciling first. Otherwise, I can't stencil anymore, because, you know, I can't stencil over on the clear tape. I need to do this first. Let's then take this back. Yeah, look. I will then cut the ears in one line with the top layer. And now I will take, what will I take? A pen. Let's perhaps even try a white Posca pen. Why not? Do I have a black Posca pen? No, let's try white, because I have a dark thread in my sewing machine, and that could give a nice variation. I will now line this up here on the top, because there's the place where I want to glue that down, but here on the bottom it's still too long. So I go around here, just like a little, you know, scribbly, to have somehow an outline for this. And at the same time I can mark here where this torn edge of the page is, because I can see through it. And can you see this irregular edge there? And I can like nearly trace this here, so that I then know where I can sew with my sewing machine to make this work. And that way you don't only have a nice visible frame around here, but also a guideline where to sew. So with my sewing, I just stayed within this thing, so I didn't cross the white line, you know, towards the outside, but I just stayed in there, especially here on the bottom where I now want to cut along my white line. Then it should match the torn edge there. Yeah, and it does. We now need to attach this to the page, and we have exactly the same problem like before, that this is vellum, so we are going to use some double-sided tape again. What did I do? Oh no, holy moly, I just can't upload this video. Can someone please tell me why I now have put the tape here? I mean, we said we want to have the pocket like so, because here is not enough space. What the heck is this situation doing with me? Oh my goodness. Okay. If you ever thought that I have a plan and that I know what I'm doing here, you are completely wrong. The tape, please, goes here. Here is no tape. Here is tape, and we need tape here. Otherwise, this will become a disaster. Not to say catastrophe. Okay. Give me my bone folder. Could you hear that? That was just my clear tape, which was now, it had a little adventure on the floor. I think it went on holiday. Will I ever find that tape again? I have no idea. It's just rolling for 10 seconds or so. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think we are going to cut it off here, and perhaps we should try to trace the edge of that as well, here the edge of the other page to this piece. Do I have one of these flowers left, or have I used the last one for what I did yesterday? Yeah, I think so. I would love to put something here, but I think all of my flowers I made, I'm talking about these flowers here, I think I have used them all already here somewhere. I have these. What about something like this? Especially because some of you have seen a bird here sitting in a nest. And I also have these rusted things from one of the last Happy Mails I got. Thanks again for this cool Happy Mail. This will go here, and then there will go a button on top. So I have taken out some white slash beige, no, off-white, it's not really beige, buttons. Too glossy. we're going to take this one, and then I have this brad, and ooh, I'm a lucky girl. This fits really perfectly through this thing, and then poke through here. It would have been really helpful to do that before attaching the pocket, but who could know that we want to have the feathers there. Now the question is this hole big enough? Oh yes, that works. And I'm hoping that now when I put this through here, the brad holds the whole thing together until the glue is dry. And last but not least, I want to add some white splatters. This is just some white acrylic paint mixed with water. So then we can obviously use this as a pocket, like so. This card is probably a little bit too big. It peeks out a lot here. Well, it would be okay, but you know, I haven't decided yet what I want to put in here. So I would probably choose something which is a little more narrow, so that, you know, it fits in completely, or perhaps with a little tab to take it out. But what I find really interesting is this translucent area there. I have these little tickets here where I thought we could consider, for example, taking this, especially this one with the bird, I like that really much, and attach that to a tag or a card in exactly this position, because then the silhouette of the bird, you know, I mean, you can also do it like so, or if you want, but what I'm trying to say is if you then move that, it looks like the bird is like, you know, hopping there. That is really cute, and I think it's a nice surprise when you can look at this and think, ooh, what is this? Somehow it looks like a bird, because it's obviously the silhouette of a bird, which is clearly visible there, and then you take it out and you can see it, how it really looks. I really like that. Another bunny would perhaps be a little bit too much for my taste. That looks a little bit weird. I mean, it obviously also, of course, depends on how much lighter areas you have on your pocket with the translucency of the material, yeah, but these are just some examples. And I would probably also not take these small things and put them in here, because they could slide in completely and then I can't get them out anymore. But I wanted to show you how this could look if you put something in here. And this, I think you can imagine that this could be some tabs on bigger cards as well. So that's it for today. And I want to thank you look, that's exactly what I meant. I want to thank you very, very much for your patience and for your understanding of my weird situation here at the moment. And you can be very, very sure, even if I couldn't go into detail and if I couldn't talk about what this thing is, what's happening here right now, but you can be sure that if that thing will come to life, you will be the first who will get to know about that. That's for sure. And I can't wait. I just can't wait. Oh, have a very great day, and especially joy with those things that happen to you. And again, listen to the universe, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and see you the next time. Bye bye.